UV radiation is one of the most pervasive and dangerous threats to human skin, especially because its damaging effects are not always immediately visible. Ultraviolet, UV, rays from the sun are divided into three types: UVA, UVB, and UVC, though UVC is mostly absorbed by the Earth's atmosphere and does not reach the skin. The more relevant threats come from UVA and UVB. UVA rays penetrate the skin more deeply and are primarily responsible for premature aging, while UVB rays are more intense and are the main culprits behind sunburn. However, both contribute to DNA damage at the cellular level, and that is where the most serious concerns begin. Repeated exposure to UV radiation triggers a chain reaction within the skin's layers. The energy from UV rays can cause mutations in the DNA of skin cells. Over time, this can lead to skin cancers, including basal cell carcinoma, squamous cell carcinoma, and the more deadly melanoma. What's especially dangerous is that the mutations may accumulate silently. By the time visible symptoms appear, such as new or changing moles, the damage may already be advanced. This slow and subtle accumulation of harm is one reason why UV radiation is often underestimated. The consequences aren't always immediate, but they are cumulative and, in many cases, irreversible. Beyond the severe risk of skin cancer, UV radiation accelerates the degradation of collagen and elastin, the two proteins responsible for skin's firmness and elasticity. As these structural components break down, the skin begins to sag and wrinkle much earlier than it naturally would. This is what is commonly referred to as photoaging. It can also cause uneven skin tone, dryness, and a leathery texture, creating a visibly aged appearance regardless of a person's actual age. Unlike natural aging, which is influenced by genetics, photoaging is entirely environmental and therefore, in theory, preventable, but only with strict precautions. Another alarming consequence is the overproduction of melanin in response to UV exposure, leading to hyperpigmentation, sunspots, and an uneven complexion. In some individuals, especially those with darker skin tones, this can trigger conditions like melasma, which is notoriously difficult to treat. Contrary to the popular myth that melanin offers complete protection from sun damage, people of all skin tones are susceptible to the negative effects of UV radiation. While darker skin may not burn as easily, it is not immune to DNA damage or the long-term risk of cancer. It's also important to note that artificial sources of UV radiation, such as tanning beds, are even more dangerous than natural sunlight. Tanning beds often emit UV rays in concentrated doses that far exceed what one would naturally experience outdoors. This results in intensified exposure within a shorter time frame, dramatically increasing the risk of all the aforementioned issues. Many health organizations have declared indoor tanning a known carcinogen, and its continued use, particularly among young people, is a growing public health concern. The illusion of a healthy tan adds to the danger. Tanning is actually the skin's defense mechanism against DNA damage. It produces more melanin in an effort to protect deeper layers. A tan, therefore, is not a sign of health, but a visible mark of already damaged skin. Relying on tanning, whether from the sun or a tanning bed, is essentially embracing early skin aging and increasing one's cancer risk for the sake of a temporary aesthetic. Finally, it's crucial to understand that UV damage is not restricted to sunny days. Up to 80% of UV rays can penetrate clouds, meaning even overcast weather offers little protection. UV rays also reflect off surfaces like water, sand, and snow, increasing exposure even in shaded or cooler environments. Many people skip sunscreen on cloudy or winter days, believing they're safe, which further compounds the risk. For these reasons, protection from UV radiation should be a daily priority, not just a seasonal habit. That includes broad-spectrum sunscreen, sun protective clothing, wide-brimmed hats, sunglasses with UV protection, and seeking shade during peak sun hours. Failing to consistently protect the skin from UV radiation can lead to lasting cosmetic and medical consequences that are far more costly, both physically and emotionally, than the small effort it takes to guard against them.